so the topic we have for today is kinds of nouns. Kinds of nouns. Kinds of nouns. You have been familiar with noun before, and the noun has been described as a naming word. Now, names, naming word, names of a person, an animal, a place, or a thing. So that is what a noun is. But here we want to talk about kinds of nouns so that we'll be able to know the examples when we see them. So here now, talk about kind of noun. The first noun we'll be talking about is proper noun. Proper noun. When we say a noun is a proper noun, we mean it is proper because it names a particular person, not a random person, or it names a particular place, not a random place, not just any place, but a particular one that we know the one we are talking about. Maybe there are no two of that kind, or even if there are two of it, but the noun, that particular noun is being referred to a particular person. So if you are asked to go to that particular noun or to bring that particular noun, the person has to know what you are being told to do. So let's look at it here. So a proper noun. Proper noun. So proper noun is the name of a particular person or the name of a particular place. Name of a particular person or the name of a particular, for example, Richard was a good king. So Richard is the name of a person. That's a proper noun then. Not just a random noun, but a proper noun. And Africa is a very large country. But bear in mind, take note that this country is also a noun, but it does not belong to a particular country. It belongs to all countries, a country. So, but Africa is a very large country, but this is not country. Africa is a continent, so I have to that country there and put continent because Africa is a continent. So it's a very large continent and not country. Continent, not country. So, okay, hold on, please. So it's a very large continent. So continent there is a noun, but not a proper noun because there are more than one continent. So which of the continents are you talking about? So Africa makes it proper. So Africa is a name. So there are no two Africa in the world. So that's why Africa can be regarded as a proper noun. I could talk about Lagos. Lagos is also a proper noun because it's the name of a city and there are no two. Or London, or Abuja, or Nigeria. It's a proper name, it's a proper noun. So the second category we're going to look at under the kind of noun is common noun. Common noun. So talking about common noun refers to names of things in general. This time around, you are not being particular. You are not being, particulate about which particular one we're talking about. You're just referring to things in general. So the words you use when you're referring to things in general, these kind of words are called common nouns. These kind of nouns are called common nouns. So let's look at it here. You say common nouns refer to names of things in general. For example, keep the bottle in the fridge. Yeah, keep the bottle in the fridge. If I say keep the bottle in the fridge, I didn't mention which of the bottles. I just say keep the bottle in the fridge. So it could be any bottle. So bottle there is a common noun. It's the name of things, but you are not referring to a particular. But I saw him talking to a boy in the park yesterday. Yeah, when you say I saw him talking to a boy in the park yesterday, Yeah, even here, fridge. Fridge is a name, or fridge. We can say fridge is proper because it's a particular kind of product. It's a particular object that called fridge. There are no two objects that are called fridge. But here, bottle. Bottle is just bottle of anything. Unless I want to say, okay, thermocool fridge or any other fridge, then fridge there becomes common now. So here in the second sentence, we're talking about boy. I saw him talking to a boy, name of a person, animal, place, or thing. So this boy is a common noun. Common noun. Then park also is a common noun. Park is also a common. So we have to look at another one now. Apart from first one, proper noun, common noun, we have the one that is called collective noun. Collective noun. So these are nouns that indicate a number of persons or a number of things taken together and spoken of as a whole. A number of persons, number of things, number of objects, more than one taken together. For example, you could talk about a crowd of people, a fleet of ships, army of soldiers, flock of sheep, and so on. So, or a committee of friends. That committee makes it to become a collective noun. So the next type we're looking at is collective noun. So under collective noun, I said these are nouns that indicate a number of persons, a number of things when taken together or spoken of as a whole, taken together and spoken of as a whole. So these are collective nouns. For example, the crowd of people. So the crowd there, make it collective. Then fleet, also collective. Army, collective, and flock is collective. So those are examples of collective noun. You might be asked in your exams to identify what kind of noun a particular noun belongs to. So the next one we're talking about is abstract noun. Abstract noun. Yeah, abstract noun refers to name of a quality, name of an action, name of a state of being that can be, cannot be experienced with our five senses. So you know they exist, but you can't see them, you can't touch them, you can't hold them. You can only talk about their existence. So those are abstract nouns. For example, when you talk about bravery, softness, foolishness, like some actions like movement, laughter, judgment. You can't see laughter, you can't see, judgment, adulthood, freedom, wealth, and so on. So let me bring that up for you to see here. So we're talking about the other kind of noun, which is abstract noun. So it's an abstract noun refer to names of quality of action or state that cannot be experienced at five senses, the sense of touch or vision, or at times we cannot even hear them. So for example, quality. Talking about quality, talking about bravery, or actions like movement, laughter, judgment, and state of being like adulthood, freedom, and so on and so forth. Well, okay, the next kind of noun we'll be looking at here is countable nouns. Countable nouns. When you say nouns are countable, these are countable nouns are names of objects or people that we can count. Yes, names of objects, people that we can count. For example, you can count tables, you can count chairs, pencil, dog, plates, and anything you can count. These are countable nouns. Anything that you can count. Table, pencil, pear, dog, child, oranges, and so on and so forth. So the next kind of noun we talk about there is uncountable noun. Yes, countable. The fact that they are uncountable does not mean they cannot be measured. Yes, you can measure them. You can measure them. For example, You cannot count milk, but you can measure cans of milk, sachets of milk, bags of powdered milk. You cannot count water, but you can talk about 5 liters of water, 25 liters of water, 100 liters of water, 5,000 liters of water. You cannot count salt, but you can talk about cups of salt or measures of salt. Then you can't count truth. Truth is an example. It's a vivid example of things. So let's look at that. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. So this is what I have here. Uncountable nouns are names of things that we cannot count. So they include substances and abstract things, for example, milk, water, salt, truth, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that we cannot count. These are called uncountable nouns. Now we might encounter multiple types of nouns in a sentence. That's you will see a proper noun and a common noun going along together in a sentence. Let's look at an example here. Let's look at an example. When you see proper noun or common noun existing together in a sentence, you can talk about. Let's give one example of a sentence here. It says nouns are of multiple types: proper, common, collective, abstract, countable, uncountable. So in your exam, you may be asked to identify the type of noun in a sentence. For example, Jacob is a smart boy. Yeah, Jacob and boy are the nouns here. Jacob is a smart boy. So you can see Jacob and you can see boy. Jacob and boy are the nouns. But here, the sentence are two nouns. So Jacob is a proper noun, while boy is a common noun. So you can see, though the two types of nouns are referring to only one person, but Jacob mentioning the person's name makes it proper, but boy is just any boy. That is what we're talking about under multiple types of nouns. So formation of nouns with ANCE or ENCE. So we're talking about formation of nouns now. So that means from another word you can form noun. You can form noun. Maybe from verb or from any given word you can form noun. Let's look at that. Still under the kinds of nouns. So formation of nouns with adding ENCE or ANCE to word. Nouns may be formed by placing ands or hens after the verb. In such cases, you may be required to drop the final letter of the verb. For example, persevere becomes perseverance. Persevere becomes perseverance. You remove the he that is there, you turn it to ands. So perseverance is a noun, while persevere is a verb. It's an action, but this is a noun, the name of that action. Intelligent. Yeah, intelligent is intelligent is not a verb, so it's adjective. So adjective, when you put ENCE, it becomes let me remove that. So this is an adjective. Okay, let me delete that here. So intelligent is an adjective. So when you put ENCE and you remove, you just remove the T and you put CE, it become intelligent. So intelligence is a noun, while intelligence is a verb. Then prefer, prefer is a verb. So when you add ENCE, it become a preference. Then verb, disturb is a verb, and you had ANCE, it becomes disturbance. So those are adding, forming noun by adding ANCE and ENCE. I'm going to be asking you some questions soon, but we're still looking at a little more example like 2. So formation of nouns by adding NESS or ITY to adjectives. adding NESS or ITY to adjective. Let's see how that works. So, formation of nouns by adding NES or IT to adjective. So nouns may be formed by adding NESS or ITY to adjective. You may be required to change or drop the last letter to the adjective. For example, kind become kindness, and capable become capability. Kind become kindness. So kind is an adjective. Capable is an adjective. But when you add NESS or ITY, it becomes kindness and capability. So kindness is a noun, so it's an act. Then capability is also a noun. And the last one we're going to look at under that, or second to the last one, noun forms from verbs. Noun forms from verbs. So we can talk about nouns. Nouns can be formed from verbs, but we have seen some examples by adding suffix to a verb. This is a common way of forming a verb. A suffix is a part that is added to the end of the word. So many suffixes can be added to verbs to change them into nouns. So we're going to look at a few examples here. So what that one is saying is that you can form nouns by adding a suffix to verb. You can transform them into nouns. For example, let's assume you have the verb run. You have the verb run. You can change it and let it become runner by adding the suffix er to the run. So it becomes runner. So let's see if paste this here. Okay, so examples: run plus er, give us runner, runner. So runner is a noun, but run is a verb. By the time you add the suffix er, it becomes runner. So we can look at another example there. Act. When you had ION, act. You write act, ACT, to act on something, plus ION becomes action. So action. And action is a noun, while act is a verb. Act is the verb, action is a noun. It's another example. Decide become decision. So DECIDE plus SION. So this gives us decision. SION. It becomes decision. So that is how to form noun from verb. Develop, when you add MENT to develop, becomes development. Develop, DEVELOP. So plus MENT. So this gives us development. This gives us development. And the last one I'll be mentioning, destroy plus TION becomes destruction. Destroy plus TION equal to destruction. And that is that about forming nouns by adding suffixes to verbs. By adding suffix to verb, you form nouns. And the last thing we're going to look at today before we round up is about concrete nouns. We've talked about abstract nouns. We say abstract nouns are the nouns that you cannot see or touch or feel with your five senses, but concrete nouns are the opposite of a abstract noun. Concrete nouns are the opposite of abstract nouns. So this is what I have here. Concrete nouns are things. They are names of things that can be seen or touched or heard or smelled or tasted. For example, flower, house, egg. These are names. So this is where we're going to be rounding up today. Unmute yourself and tell me whether you understand what we have been explaining this morning. Yes, try to unmute yourself. Yes, do you understand the kinds of nouns that have been explained? Okay, what about Ejiro? Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is it. So by the next class, by God's grace, by next English class, we're going to do some exercise on this. So you are advised to study through. I'm going to make the lecture video available by the grace of God so that you can be able to watch all over and put down your notes. And probably, I don't know, okay, you'll get the note from the video. I would have said, let me send the notes right now, but don't worry, get it through the video. So this is where we're going to be rounding up for today. Let me say to have a nice part of the day to yourself. So goodbye for now. Can I hear goodbye? Hello, Tracy, Ejiro. Can I hear your goodbye? All right. So goodbye.